Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are at in Shah for the Rotax Max Asia Trophy 2023 round 1. You're looking on screen now, card number 128. That is your racer for the Mini Max. Our pole cutter, Kamal for Anuchakul, card number 128. In this sunny Sunday in Shah Alam. It's round 1 of 6. Next round, we'll be heading over to Bira in Pattaya, Thailand for round 2 in early June. So coming up will be the finals, starting time at 1:03 p.m. There'll be a 13-lap race for the Minimax and Micromax. We have 10 karters in Minimax and 3 in Micromax. So Zefan Ardesher, he'll be starting on P2. This is, can't see his number there. Sorry, P2 is actually Simba Motoda. That's Simba Motoda from Japan, driving for Stratos RL. He'll be starting in P2. Behind him just now was Zefan Ardesha. He'll be starting in P3, card number 121. Then we have Pomsit in card 164 in position 4. Hamza Balasi Norwala starting on the 5th grid position. Alongside him on row 3 will be Sahil Singh in P6, driving card number 129. All lined up for the grid, waiting to be cleared off before they can start their race. That's 110 Simba Motada from Japan. About 5 minutes away from the race start. It is 12:58 p.m. in Malaysia. The race will begin at 1:03. You may log on to the Rotax Max Asia Trophy Facebook page to view this live. It's 121 Zefan Ardashir, Stratos RL. Wave there from him, sitting down in that high ambient temperature. Air temperature right now stands at 33 degrees. But it feels like 40 right now because thanks to the 60% humidity with barely any wind. This is 164. Pumsit, who had a battle with Zefan for P3 earlier in the pre-final before lunch, driving the FA kart, NRT FA Alonso kart. Pumsit from Thailand. There you go. Grid has been cleared. The 1 minute board is up. Marsh crew are leaving their carts. No more touching the machine. All those trolleys are being left. Good luck to all the karters, boys and girls, ready to go. On the grid, we have 13 starters. 30-second board is being held up. Soon the engines being started, and they will be rolling off to do their formation lap. As I remind you, it is a 13-lap race. And green flag, engines on. All leaving their grid position, warming up their karts for this single, hopefully it's a single formation lap before they kick off the race for the 13 laps. 12 corners in the Shah Alam circuit. I think the favorite right now would be Simba Motada. He was the fastest driver yesterday, won Heat 1. Had to start from the back of the grid, but managed to move up to P2 in the pre-final. There's your grid. So Kamal for Anuchakul P1, Simba Motada, Zefan Ardeshe, Pumsit, Hamza, and Sahil Singh, your first 3 rows from teams like Then we have Viper Nizas, Fabian Gibran, and Brian Lee is alongside him. Ethan Ng in P9 and Rivan Dev Pritam. Then Iman Zikri, the winner of the Micromax, starting from row 6, P11 with Kuryu Kiyotake. And bringing up the rear is Karweng Lee on grid position 13 at row 7. Here we go, 2x2 formation. Boys and girls side by side, 2x2. Moving on to the tram lines and waiting for the action to go. We get the red lights off. No, red light stays on. There is not a race start. It has been aborted. They will have to do one more formation lap before they get the green light from the COC. What happens in karting is you need to be alongside each other and also in a single file, those 2 rows of the tram lines before they get the green light, the red light switched off for the race to start. Right, once again exiting turn 9, 2x2. Now they've got their formation early, 3 corners ahead. Here we go, cut 128 alongside 110. This time much closer in formation coming out of turn 11. Turn 10. You can see Sima Motoda just glancing over, making sure he is alongside Kamalfo. Simba is starting from P2, which means he is on the left side of the grid. On the outside heading to turn 1. Now they fan out towards the tram line. Do we get a green light this time round? Once again, formation, no go. They have not been cleared to start the race by the officials. Okay, one more time. This will be their 3rd attempt to get a race start. These boys are trained, these karters are trained to start in their correct grid positions and need to be closer as well. What happened earlier was the drivers some of them were too far back, too much of a gap, so they were not given the go to start the race. Coming out from last corner. 2 corners to go this time round, much closer in formation and very slowly around. It is also very hot out there. Temperature is in the high 30s and feels like 40 right now. 35 degrees in sunny Shah Alam at 1 p.m. It's now 1:05 on the clock. We have a 13-lap race coming up. Rolling slowly. This is their 3rd attempt. We should get a green, good to go from the race officials. And the red light turns off and the race is on. Immediately, Sima Mudra takes the lead and someone sweeps behind him. It is Kamalfo Pumsit up to P2, dropping Kamalfo down to P3, exiting turn 1 and 2. Coming out of turn 3, 4, 5. There's the left, right, left complex. 3, 4, and 5, and heading towards a long right-hander. It is Simba Motora in the lead from 2nd position, shadowed by Kamalfo Anachakul. 164, sorry, that's Pomsit. Coming out to P7, Pomsit now. Holding station in P2, chasing Simba Motora immediately puts his head down and goes for it. 13 laps is a long, long race. So card number 110 leading from card number 164 with 128. Kamofo in P3. And Zefan's dropping down to P4. All single file there through turns 11 into turn 12. Cleanly does it. Simba Motora gets on the curb and pulls away, tries to pull away. As it stands, the top 5 guys are only separated by 1 second. There has been no position changes. It is a long race for these little karters in the Mini Max and Micro Max. 1 lap down, 12 laps to go. Simba Motora, race leader from Pumsit of Thailand, and Kamofo also of Thailand. 128 Zefan in P4 with Fabian and Hamza, 5 and 6. Simba Motora, best lap on lap 1 was a 59.666, but it's still early days yet. We have 12 laps to go. Simba Motora now being close. 0.2 of a second behind him is just Pumsit. Will Pumsit try to make a move into turn 10? Not quite, but Pumsit has got to defend from Kamalpo, who's now coming back. Remember, Kamalpo started from the front row, from pole position, and Kamalpo makes a move on inside of turn 11 and snatches P2 from his compatriot, Pumsit. It's now Kamalpo chasing Simba Motora of Japan. And the 3 of them have dropped Zefan, who's now has dropped down 1 second behind the race leader. So 1, 2, and 3. Running together. Kamalpo now up to P2. He is the fastest karter on track. He did a 58.9. 0.3 of a second quicker than Simba Motora, who is the race leader. Gap stands at 0.176 into turn 7. Kamalpo all over the back of Simba Motora. Now we come out to the turn 8 onto the infield straight. Simba has got a bit of a gap over Kamalpo, so that will not allow Kamalpo to get close to make a move into turn 10. Just behind them as well, no position changes. It's still Zefan from Fabian. Here on screen, you're looking at the pink and white helmet. That is Simba Motora. About to start lap 3 of 13. 2.2 of a second ahead of Kamalpo, who is 0.3 of a second ahead of Pumsit. Simba, Kamalpo, and Pumsit from Zefan, Fabian, Hamza, and Rivan. You can see there the 3 drivers who are leading the race. Cut 110, cut 128, and 164. From 3 different teams, Stratos RL leading DRM, leading NRT FA Alonso Kart. Simba Motora of Japan leading Kamalpo and Pumsit of Thailand. Best lap of 59.129 from Simba Motora. Going into the back straight. This time, Kamalpo is very, very close. Will he try to make a move into turn 11? He tries to make a pass. He's on in. Oh, no. He tried to make a pass on inside, but Simba immediately covers. Coming into turn 12, the final corner. They've dropped Pumsit slightly. It is Simba Motora coming, closing on the back of... Sorry, Kamalpo going on the back of Simba into turn 1. Simba doesn't try any move into turn 1. 128 versus 110. Simba Motora from Kamalpo. To the left, right, left, turn 4, 5, complex, into turn 5. Now, Kamalpo gets a slightly better exit. And it looks like he's got the inside into turn 6. And Kamalpo touches the lead from Simba Motora. And he defends immediately into turn 7. So, cut 128 has taken the lead from Simba Motora. Simba Motora now demoted down to P2. What can Kamalpo do when he's in front? There is still 9 laps to go. Simba Motora P2, Kamalpo now in the lead and being dropped slightly by Kamalpo. Here we go, 4 laps down, 5 laps to go. Last lap it was Kamalpo with the fastest lap of 58.750. Will he do another quicker lap now on lap 5? Now that he's out in front, yes, a 58.660, 0.6 of a second quicker than P2 driver Simba and P3's Pumsit. Fastest he is flying right now. He is on fire. Flying out there. Kamalpo Anuchakul of Thailand for DRM Racing Team. 5 laps down, 8 laps to go. And he's opened a gap to 0.445 of a second. But Simba Motora is not giving up. He is still chasing hard to Pumsit, to Kamalpo. Gap stands at 0445. There is Simba Motada in that pink and black helmet, chasing Kamolfo in that chrome and gold, I think. Yep, looks like a gold helmet. Here they come. 6 laps done, 7 laps to go. We are at mid-distance and the two race leaders have opened a gap over Pumsit. He's 1.6 seconds, but he's comfortably ahead of Zefan and Fabian. Hamza, meanwhile, is 0.3 of a second behind, with Rivan 4.7 seconds behind the race leader. We're looking at Kamofo, who took the lead earlier, coming into this exact corner, the long right-hand turn 6, where, for whatever reason, Simba took a very wide entry, allowing Kamofo to sneak in on the inside. Simba's chasing hard. He is matching the pace that Kamofo is doing. Simba's last lap was a 58.6. Kamalfo's last lap was a 58.6 as well. Only a difference of 0.03 between those two races. We're looking at a mid-pack battle. Unable to see their numbers, but there's a mid-pack battle. There you go. Between Zefan and Fabian, Hamza and Rivan, and behind them is Ethan, Brian, and Sahil. Cut number 129, Sahil Singh, bringing up the rear in P10. We are looking at our race leader there, cut number 128, Kamolfo ahead of Simba. Gap has grown to 0.6 of a second. Simba Motoda from Japan chasing Kamolfo, and they've dropped Pumsit. Pumsit is now 1.5 seconds behind Simba, so he's running on his own in P3. But Pumsit's got to be careful. He may fall into the clutches of Zefan and Fabian soon, because these two guys are lapping quicker than Pumsit at the moment. That's your number, race leader car number 128. Starting another lap. We are past half distance, 8 laps completed, 5 laps to go. Gap stands at 0.7 now, grown slightly from the previous lap. So Kamofo has answered a 58.609 versus a 58.724 for Simba. So that's resulted in a gap now up to 0.7 of a second. Simba Motora, 1.9 gap to Pumsit. So Pumsit is dropping further back. Pumsit's last lap was much slower than P4's Zefran. So Zefran could be in for a position change. We're looking here at race leader, and looks like he is catching up to Karweng, our Micromax racer. Yeah, blue flags being waved out. Karweng gets out of the way. He is trying to get away. Oh! That was a very, yep, you can see there, Simba Motora, a bit of a wag of the finger there to Karweng. He held up the P2 driver, so Simba's got to work again. The gap has grown to 1.1 seconds, no thanks to the passing of a back marker at turn 12. Simba's last lap was 0.4 seconds slower than Kamolfo, so he's now got a lot of more work to do with 4 laps to go. It looks like Kamolfo may have it in the bag, but we can never speak too soon with 4 laps to go. There's tire wear and also driver fatigue coming into play. It is a very hot day, and these karters between 8 to 11 years old, they got to cope with the heat and also the performance of the machine. Just behind them, I think we're going to see some position changes between P3, between Pumsit and Zefan. I believe Pumsit now is defending from Zefan. We just got a glimpse there. A blue and orange card, blue and yellow. There's a battle for P3 between Pumsit and Zefan. Camera is still focused on the race leader, but it is our P3 battle going on right now. There is your race leader, 128, Kamolfo. 3 laps to go. He's on lap 10 of 13. 1.1 second out the gap to Simba Motoda. 58.7 last lap between the two of them. It is Kamolfo from DRM Racing Team in the lead. 1.1 second ahead of Simba. Then we have Pumsit. So we have any position changes. It seems like Zefan has closed up to Pumsit, but unable to make any move yet. Pumsit is still defending from Zefan. Just lost the screen. I think we saw a cart being carried out. Yes, one carter has stopped. I think that was Ethan Ng. Ethan Ng, probably some mechanical issue. He was walking away, but his cart has been carried behind the fence. So Ethan Ng is out of the race. Wait, race leader 128, Kamal 4, 2 laps to go from Simba. Pumsit now, 0.3 of a second ahead of Zefan. Can see out on the track there, Zefan is all over the back of Pumsit. Can he make a move into the hairpin? Where can he make a move? He is pressuring, piling on the pressure with 2 laps to go. He makes a move into turn 11. They are side by side into turn 11. Forces Pumsit wide, but into the next corner. It is now Pumsit on the inside. And it's a drag race to the start-finish line. And Zefan snatches ahead on the last lap, ahead of Pumsit. But the battle is not over yet, as Zefan goes wide at turn 2, allows Pumsit back up to P3. Now Pumsit is back behind Zefan. It's going to be a battle all race long, all lap in the final lap. Zefan Ardeshe versus Pumsit into turn 7. I can see Zefan's just ahead into turn 7. You can see at a glimpse of the screen there. Where is our race leader coming out? Kamal 4, lap 12. He was never led as long as anybody else in this race. Lap 12 of 13, it is Kamal 4 in the lead from Simba. But here comes Zefan ahead of Pumsit. There you go, Kamal 4, Anchakul takes round 1, race round 1 of Rotax Max Asia Trophy Mini Max. And that's your race winner with P2 Simba. In P3, it is Zefan defending from the chasing Pumsit. 0.2 of a second, Fabian Hamza. Rivan takes the checkered flag. Then we have Brian Lee and Sahil Singh. And for the Micromax, we now await for Iman Zikri to take the checkered flag. Where is Iman Zikri? Oh, it's a long way behind. Yet to be lapped, but across the finish line, it is Iman Zikri from Kuryu Kiyotake. Here comes the race winner for Micromax, Iman Zikri. And Kuryu Kiyotake. Okay, drivers now driving in. There's your P2 driver, Simba Motada, and race winner, Kamal 4. Confirmation, a best lap of 58.559. Race done in 12 minutes and 46 seconds in this searing sunny Sunday in Shah Alam. That's your race winner, driving that Parolin, cart number 128 of DRM Racing Team, heading towards the weighing bridge, and we will be interviewing them after the race. All right, confirmation of the results. It is Kamal 4, Anuchakul in P1, Sima Motor of Japan P2, Zefan Ardeshe in P3, Pumsit P4, Fabian 5, Hamza P6, Rivan Dev, Brian Lee, Sahil Singh. So Simba, congratulations on finishing second place. Was it good for you? You enjoyed your race?
Yes.
So you never try to fight for position one?
Yeah.
You look very tired. Okay, it's okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay.
Jump, jump. You want to jump? Careful. Jump down, huh? Three. Sorry? Pumsit. Okay, Pumsit. So we have Pumsit who finished in third place. Yes. So Pumsit, tell us about your race.
It good, and so
How hot?
yeah. Yes.
Okay, you cannot chase the driver in front.
Yeah. Yes.
You can race with, try to chase Simba just now. You were fighting it out with Zefan, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Congratulations, Pumsit.
What?
Congratulations, well done on your race. We'll see
Okay.
you in round 2, Thailand.
Yes.
Okay, well done. You speak English, right?
Yeah.
Thank God. You finished third?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zefan, they pronounce your name right? Yeah,
Yeah.
hold out the mic. So, how's it for you, the race, finishing third?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but quite challenging at the same time.
It wasn't challenging for you, not even hardly even sweating.
I just wiped my face.
Okay, so looking for more of this in the next round?
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll be seeing you in Thailand?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, ask your dad, you want to go Thailand? All right?
Yeah, okay.
And enjoy.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Last. Ni semua mini. Ayo. What position did you finish in?
7.
7. Your name?
Dave.
Dave?
Divan
Okay,
Dave.
Divan. Okay, Divan, you finished the race. You're a bit sweaty now. How is it for you, the heat?
It's okay. Very hot, but have to manage.
So 13 laps. Was it okay for you to race in a 13-lap race in this heat?
Yes.
We'll be seeing you in the next round?
No.
No. We'll be seeing you here again in Shah Alam?
Yes.
All right. All right. Good luck. Thank you. Micromax the winner tu kan? And this is a winner for our Micromax, Iman Zikri, smiling all the way. So Iman, how's the race?
Alhamdulillah, the race was quite fun and quite challenging. It was It was quite fun.
We are here for the Rotax Junior Max as a non-race start there. All right, I'm just going to read out the grid here for the Junior Max final. It is Katrina E on pole with Adeputra Hendra in P2. RT in P3 with Kelvin Wibo in P4. Zai Raikal P5, Conrad Guerrero, Siri Kongsi P7, Ethan Seto in P8, Jane Lee and Muhammad Anaki. This is your final race for Rotax Junior Max. They are now lined up and approaching turn 7. We have car number 213 there in the front position. There is your pole lady, Katrina E. All right, we get a green light and it's go. Looks like Katrina E is defending from Adeputra Hendra. Oh, Adeputra Hendra tried to get alongside into turn 2, but Katrina E holds strong in P turn 3, 4, and 5. It is Adeputra Hendra behind Katrina E with Calvin Wibo trying to go on the inside into turn 6. 227 on the inside to turn 6. Oh, tried to make a move there into turn 6, but it's still 224. Adeputra ahead of Calvin Wibo. We have Katrina E trying to pull away. Now we're on the infield straight. Katrina E from Adeputra. Calvin Wibo now defending from 213, 224. Just behind them, it is Katrina E ahead of Adeputra with Calvin Wibo. RT in P4 with Zaif Raikal in P5. This time around, it seems like Adeputra is able to stay with Katrina. Remember, this is a long race. It is 16 laps. We are only on lap 2 of 16. Looks like Katrina E, she's not able to get away as she did in the pre-final. Katrina E and Adeputra. They have opened a gap 1 second ahead of Kelvin Wibowo, who is also ahead of RT. And Zaif Raikal with Conrad running together once again. It is Zaif Raikal versus Conrad and also Ethan. Ethan's moved ahead of Jane Lee in P7. They are running together there. 4, 5, and 6. Katrina E, Adeputra, Kelvin. On screen, you can see there is Katrina E going slightly wide, coming out turn 5, but Adeputra unable to capitalize on that. Katrina E putting another good lap ahead of Adeputra. Gap between the two of them is only 0.2 of a second. Still early days, we still have 14 laps to go. Oh, move there by, I think that was 245. Zarif defending from Conrad. They've been battling it out all weekend. Oh, and look at who goes through. It is Ethan Sato on the inside of Conrad. Once again, Ethan Sato with Conrad. And Zarif Raikal, 245, gets away from the battling duo of Conrad and Ethan. Remember, in the previous race, when Zarif and Conrad, they were dicing it out, Ethan snuck through and snatched the position from both of them. And the battle is ongoing between these three, four drivers. Calvin Weibo, we see on screen there, versus RT. But all action is just behind them. Cut 245, Zarif, Conrad, Ethan, and Jane Lee. Again, Zarif very defensive, coming out turn 10. Conrad does an inside. Conrad makes a move on Zarif and gains that position. But Zarif fights back into turn 12. And exit in turn 12. And again, Ethan tries to sneak up on both of them. It is Zarif defending from Conrad with Ethan waiting to capitalize on any mistakes these two guys make. They are running together. It looks like a triplet. They look like triplets right now. They're so close to each other. It is cut 245. Zarif defending hard from Conrad in the cut 209 with 211 Ethan Sato. Ethan Sato just behind them. Into turn 6, Zarif looks over his shoulder. Conrad doesn't try to make a pass into turn 7. Zarif Raikal going for it, looks over his shoulder one more time. They are just battling out for P5, but doesn't mean it's not a fight. Zarif defending into turn 10. Ethan sneaks up ahead of Conrad. No, Conrad forces him wide into turn 11. It's still Ethan versus Zarif versus Conrad. What a battle this is for P5. And look at that, 263. Jane Lee snuck ahead of Ethan. Ethan's dropped back behind, but somebody else joins in. It is Siri Katsiri in cut number 215. Whoa, someone goes wide there. I think that was Ethan Sato. He goes really, really wide. And he's dropped way back. He's like, oh, that's 291. Anaki. Anaki has joined in. Sorry, that's not Anaki. That is Siri. So Zarif lives to fight another lap. He's still ahead of Conrad. Conrad still trying to make his pass. Still trying to gain that position. Up ahead is still 1, 2, 3, 4. Still the same guys. Okay, this time around Zarif just stays slightly to the middle. That doesn't allow Conrad any room to make a pass. But it's 263. Jane Lee, who's now... Oh, Zarif. Very defensive to turn 11. Conrad tries to go around the outside. One more time. Jane on the inside. Jane Lee on the inside of Conrad. That's 215. Siri Katsiri gets alongside Jane into turn 1. Zarif, very, very close, running together with Conrad. Jane Lee surviving all that carnage is up to P7. Then Siri and Anaki just behind them fighting. We've lost Ethan Sato. I think Ethan Sato is out. Earlier he finished 5th, but he is out. Who are we looking at now? It's again Zarif, very defensive into turn 1. There was some very, very close side pods to side pods there. Jane Lee is trying to capitalize on any mistakes Conrad makes into turn 11. It's still Zarif from Conrad with Jane Lee just behind him. And just behind them is Siri and I think that's Ethan. Let me get the numbers right. Yes, that is Siri running just now. Oh, we have contact there. Zarif has been spun around. And he's dropped all the way back. There was some contact there between the two of them and Conrad at turn 4. So 209 now, Conrad. Oh, 291, that's Anaki. From nowhere, Anaki now tries to pass Jane Lee and they're now chasing Conrad. Conrad thinks he has it easy after he dispatched Zarif, but no, he's now got 2 more chasing him. Oh, 291, Anaki and Jane Lee into turn 10. Conrad, Jane Lee, Anaki, Ethan, and Siri. Still battling it out on screen there. You can see a very defensive Jane Lee from Anaki and also Ethan. Ethan's back in action. I think we lost him on the timing screens for a while, but I can see on screen he is still there. It's 2-6-3. Jane Lee defending hard from Anaki, who also is being attacked by Ethan just behind them. That's Conrad, card number 209. And all the way back is Zarif Raikal, card number 245. 227, 293. I think makes a move there into turn one. Nope. It's a battle between RT and Kelvin, 227. That's a battle for the final podium position. Calvin Wibowo and RT Rachalas, 293. They are fighting it out. That's 227 and 293. That is a battle for the final podium position. RT trying to attack into turn 11. RT moves on the inside. He gets the position back. Oh no! Kelvin fights back and Kelvin retains. RT still maintains that P4 position, but RT goes for it at turn one. It is RT ahead of Kelvin. Two six three, 227. Battle for third position. 6 laps to go. What a frantic race we're having in the Junior Max final in Shah Alam. 227 going for it. Kelvin on the inside of RT. Turn 7, turn 8. These two are battling out. RT takes a look over his shoulder. Kelvin is still there, RT. Very defensive by Kelvin into turn 10. Where can RT make his move? He's got 6 laps to do it. Two six three on inside into turn 1. It is RT ahead, but he goes wide. Kelvin recovers, tries to stay to his right. Kelvin, RT together at turn 5, heading towards a long right-handed turn 6. 227, 293. That's 211 and 291. Anaki and Ethan, 227, 293. This is the battle for mid-pack. Calvin Wibowo versus RT Rachales. The battle for P3. 4 laps to go, and it looks like Conrad is catching up to them. With them battling it out, Conrad has actually caught up to the two guys who are fighting out for P3. If they're not careful, Conrad may take that P3 away from them. He is joining the party with 4 laps to go. Calvin, RT. Conrad, who was battling early on with Zarif, is now possibly fighting for P3. Two to seven defending. Yes, it is Conrad. He is closing up the gap to the two guys ahead of him who are fighting up for P3. Here comes Conrad. Guys, look over your shoulder. Conrad's here to attack you. It is Kelvin, RT versus Conrad. 3 laps to go. Where will RT make the move for that final podium position? Does he do it turn 1? No. Kelvin defends into turn 1. Through the sectors, turn 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. It's still Kelvin and RT, nose to tail. Into the long right-hander. Can Kelvin defend into turn 6? Here into turn 7. Kelvin is still ahead, but barely. Okay, 215. Here is Siri and Ethan, who is recovering with Anaki. And they are fighting out for P6. Oh! Lovely move there by Ethan. And here we go. 293 and 227. They're very close to each other. They're side by side into turn 11. 3 laps to go. Conrad's there as well. Kelvin and RT. Who's ahead? Is it Kelvin? Is it RT? 293. RT goes ahead, but Conrad is alongside of Kelvin. It's a drag race now on the front straight. RT looks over his shoulder and suddenly sees 2 cars behind him into turn 1. Oh, looks like RT went wide, and that's allowed Conrad to go through. No, Conrad still behind. It's Kelvin 227 still ahead of RT. Into the braking area. Looks like some damage on the front of 293. I think that is RT. 2 laps to go. 3 cars, all fighting up for P3. 227, 293. Again, 227 goes out wide. Kelvin goes out wide, loses position to Conrad. So Conrad, all the way from the back, is now fighting it out for P3. That's car number 293, RT Rachales, with a damaged front bumper onto the front straight. Braking, and yes, Conrad goes for it. Conrad up to P3, but he goes wide on the exit of turn 1. Allows RT to regain that position. Jumps the curb there, Conrad. 3, 4, and 5. And here comes Conrad versus RT and Kelvin. Long right-hander turn 6 there. This where Conrad is defending now from RT, who is in turn defending from Kelvin. Here's your race leader. Once again, a very quiet race from Katrina E. She is on the last lap, about to take the checkered flag. And behind them, look who's joined the party. It is, whoa, someone goes really out wide. We're just missing the action here. Side by side. Who crosses side? Oh, we have contact at the last corner. We have 2 cars out, 1 car out. Oh. So it is RT who takes P3. It's Kelvin Weibo. Car number 227 got knocked out on the last corner, on the last lap. He doesn't look too happy. He was fighting out for P3 and got knocked out on the last lap. last corner. Camera guy. Wait, what? Conrad?
Okay, ya ni
Come. Siap. Come. Let's go. Bawah pun tak apa. Okay. Tak, dia tinggi. RT, right?
Yeah, RT.
Three.
Yeah, P3.
Yeah, so RT, you finish in position 3.
Yes.
But looks like a very exciting race for you today.
Yeah, I don't need anything now. I just need water. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying the race was very exciting for you. A lot of overtaking and a lot of
Very
action.
scary. So we fight together until last lap, until last corner.
Last corner.
We still fight, but I'm very sorry to my friend. That was a race accident. I'm so sorry, but one thing that I learned from this track is we have to be focused on driving, so you don't make any mistakes. And yeah, that's it.
All right, congratulations, P3. See you in round 2.
Yeah, thank you very much.
He's tired. All right, and we have Conrad. I'm not too sure where exactly are you from.
Australia, but I live in Singapore.
Okay, all right. So Conrad, I think I saw in action because when I was commentating, you were like fighting for P5, P6, and suddenly you're fighting for the podium. How was that for you in the race, especially at the last corner?
Yeah, like fighting for the top 5 was hard, but once I got through, I just set my sights on like the top 3 and just kept pushing. It helped that they were battling that I could close down.
Yeah. So you had anything in your head when you're going for the P3 position?
Just keep going, stay focused, and yeah, go.
Well done, Conrad. See you again next round.
Thank you.
So we now have Hedra Andre Putra finish P2 to Katrina E. At least he's smiling now. So how is it for you in the race? Do you
Great.
fight for P1?
I tried to, but Katrina just ran away, so I was like, all right, maintain position it is.
So was there anything in your tank to go even faster?
Allah yang satu.
Okay. All right. So well done. See you around next round then.
Thank you.
And finally, we have our race winner, Katrina E. She probably had Anaki chasing hard, Hendra, sorry, but then you probably held on your own for the rest of the race.
So the whole race I was leading, and I was first. So I'm really happy with the results today.
Will we be seeing you in round 2?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Thailand.
In Thailand. Well, good luck, Katrina. Thank you. Congratulations
you.
again. Thanks. Okay, we are now going for the Senior Max final. It will be a 17 lap race. There you go. On the grid, it is Timothy Mikhailov with Prasetyo Harya, Arif Azmi in P3 with Aditya Wibowo, Hayden Haikal in P5 with Audrey Leong in P6. Then Alpesh Kumar Patel and Vong Sapat Katsiri in P8. Drivers are now going 2 by 2 and waiting for the COC to give the lights to go green. And no start. It's still red lights. They're not in formation. Still no start. This will be a 17 lap race duration for the Senior Max. I think we have, earlier we had Prasetyo Harja and Timothy Mikhailov. Spoke to them earlier, and it seemed like Timothy, he was focused on staying ahead of Prasetyo, but Prasetyo was just happy to stay behind and save himself and his tires. Then we have Arif Azmi, who had no pace for Prasetyo. He was early, close to Timothy, but then he had no pace to chase Prasetyo after he was passed for P2. Change battery. Okay, one more time. This will be their second attempt to start to go green. It is a Rotax Senior Max final. We have our 8 karters on track, ready to go green. And the lights are off. Race is on. It is the 2 DRM cars ahead. 1, 2, and third place so far is still Arif Azmi. Alongside him is Aditya Wibowo. So we have Timothy Mikhailov leading from Prasetyo Harja, with Arif Azmi in P3 in car number 333. Heading towards the first time into turn 6. Prasetyo Harja very, very close to his teammate, car 225. And does he get alongside? He does! Into turn 6, Pras takes the lead from Timothy. Timothy unable to defend from his teammate. Onto the infield straight. It is still the 2 DRMs, first, second, with Arif Azmi in P3. Ooh. Under braking, it's still Prasetyo. He takes a bit of a wider exit, but still ahead. But now Arif Azmi goes for P2 on the inside of Timothy and snatches P2 from Timothy. But Timothy fights back into turn 12. That's allowed Prasetyo Harja to get slightly ahead. It's still Timothy defending hard from Arif Azmi into turn 1. Behind them, a gaggle of cars. Position changes there. Can't really see here what is the position, but it is 3 cars changing position. So now we have our leader. Race leader 325. Timothy defending from Arif Azmi, going around the long right-handed turn 6 into the braking zone. It's still Prasetyo Harja on screen, your race leader from Timothy Mikhailov and Arif Azmi. Prasetyo Harja looks over his shoulder. It's still his teammate behind him, but Arif Azmi on the inside into turn 10, takes P2 cleanly from Timothy and stick it on the inside of 11, not allowing Timothy any room to make any pass there. But Timothy fights back into turn 12, side by side exit turn 12, and Timothy back up to P2. Behind them, it is Vong Sapat Katsiri, Aditya, Hayden, Audrey, all battling it out. If I'm not mistaken, Aditya did start P8. It's a battle there, mid-pack. You can see there, Hayden Haikal versus Vong Sapat and Aditya, all battling it out. Cut 381, cut 323 and 308. Here we go. Aditya from Vong Sapat, from Hayden, from Audrey. They're all covered by the same 2 seconds. Only 0.1 between each driver. It is currently Aditya in P4 with Vong Sapat. Oh, looks like Arif Azmi is still trying to make a move on the inside there. It is still Timofey in P2. Behind them, it is Aditya from Vong Sapat and Hayden in that cart number 381, just ahead of Audrey. Vong Sapat has moved up. Aditya now down to P5. Arif Azmi back up ahead of Timofey. These two have been battling it out for the past 3 laps. That's given some room for Prasetyo, who has a 0.8 second lead over the two of them. So Timofey and Raja Arif. Arif now up to P2. What can he do? Can he open a gap to Timofey and chase Prasetyo Harja? Card number 333 exiting out the hairpin. Turn 9. This time Arif stays in the middle. Does not allow Timofey any space to make an overtaking maneuver. Arif Azmi is now 1.1 second behind Prasetyo Harja. Meanwhile, behind them, Vong Sapat Katsuri has shaken off the attention of Aditya, and he's focused on chasing up for that podium position. There you go. Vong Sapat Katsuri is just 1 second behind Timofey right now. And he's shaken off Aditya, who's a further 1 second behind, with Hayden and Audrey all battling it out for that P5 position. So Prasetyo Harja, fastest man on track right now is Vong Sapat Katsuri on a 54.3. His last lap was 1.1 second quicker than Timofey, and that's allowed him to close the gap to Timofey, who is trying to attack Raja Arif, who is now 1 second behind Prasetyo Harja. So Prasetyo Harja and Arif are just separated by 1 second. Lap times between those two is still very close. Arif slightly slower at a 54.6 and also a 54.6 from Timofey. Meanwhile, behind them, it is Vong Sapat. He's reduced the gap between third and fourth to 0.8 of a second. There you go, Arif Azmi, card number 333 versus Timofey Mikhailov, 325. Stratos RL versus DRM. They will soon be joined by Vong Sapat Katsuri of Thailand, who is getting really, really close to the back of Timofey Mikhailov. Meanwhile, up front, Prasetyo Harja has opened the gap to 1.2 seconds. You can see there, Vong Sapat Katsuri. May I remind you, he did start from row 4 in P8. He is now in P4 and just 0.6 of a second behind Timofey Mikhailov. No, reduce that. He's now 0.3 of a second behind Timofey. So Vong Sapat, he's in a good prime position. Oh, big attack there by Timofey. Hit the curb and got some air time. That's allowed some room left for Vong Sapat Katsuri to get closer to him. If these boys, they are driving as hard as they can in this searing heat. It is Arif Azmi, a best lap of a 54.611. Trying to pull away from Timofey, who's 0.4 second behind him. And Timofey, if he's going to get some action, he's going to get some attention from Vong Sapat Katsuri. Vong Sapat moves on the inside into turn 11. Now, Timofey realizes like, oh, I'm now down to P4. But Timofey fights back into the last corner, goes out wide. That's allowed Vong Sapat to get really behind him and drafting him onto the front straight. Vong Sapat now dives on the inside into turn 1. Vong Sapat Katsuri snatches P3 from Timofey Mikhailov. Okay, I think the cameraman dropped his camera because the screen just moved. Okay, all right, back to the action. It is still Prasetyo from Raja Arif and Vong Sapat Katsuri, who was battling it out with Timofey Mikhailov. Timofey, who started from pole position, is now down in P4. This is your final race. This will determine your podium position. It is Prasetyo Harja, you can see on screen there, from Raja Arif, and then Vong Sapat. Fastest karter on track right now is Vong Sapat Katsuri. He is doing a 54, exiting the last corner. That is Prasetyo Harja. Here comes the 3 drivers battling out for P5, Aditya, Hayden, and Audrey. That's 369 behind in the pack. That is Audrey. Just ahead of her is Hayden. And just in front of him is Aditya. This is the battle for P5. Oh, going over the curbs one again. Cut number 308, Aditya. Hayden gets a better exit from turn 5 towards turn 6. Looks like Hayden goes on the inside into turn 6. And yes, Hayden gains a position up to P5, Hayden. But Aditya fights back and nope. Hayden holds on. Very defensive into turn 7 and 8. And now, does he get a better exit of turn 8 towards the overtaking zone there? It looks like Audrey is trying to make a move on the inside. Nope. It's still Hayden ahead. Cut number 381. Hayden Haikal ahead of Aditya, with Audrey also trying to find a way pass. Here you go. Hayden now, he is on the defensive from Aditya into turn 1. Hayden Haikal races cars, races karts. I think he was racing a car last week. This time around, or he's racing 2 cars, and today he's racing a kart. Doing not too badly in P5. Battling it out with Aditya Wibowo of Indonesia. Hayden Haikal driving car number 381. 308 is Aditya Wibowo from DRM Racing. Just behind them, car number 369 is Audrey. Eight laps to go. We are past half distance. 7 laps to go. Still, Aditya Wibowo still trying to chase Hayden. He's getting closer and closer, but he can't find a way past. Here they come, car number 381 and 308. Here's where Hayden in the previous lap made the pass on Aditya at turn 6. At the back, at Hayden's suit says Kelvin, but no, definitely that's not Kelvin. That is Hayden wearing a borrowed suit. Once again, we're still focused on a mid-pack battle. Hayden Haikal versus Aditya versus Audrey. Audrey looks like she can find a way past into turn 11. Audrey makes a move. Nope, can't quite do it there. Out of the last corner. Just behind them, there is a lonely Alpesh, cut number 376, 11 seconds adrift of the race leader. Some curb hopping action there from Hayden and Aditya. Up ahead, the gap now stands at 2 seconds between Prasetyo Haja and Arif Azmi. Arif Azmi is 0.5 a second ahead of Vongsapat Katsiri. And looking at lap times, Vongsapat is just clocking 0.1 of a second quicker than Arif. He's got 6 laps to go if he wants to gain another position. So it seems like there is a possibility, but let's see how it goes. Still looking on screen, it's car number 381. Hayden Haikal versus Aditya. And looks like Audrey also gonna join in the party into turn 1. No moves to be made there. Just looking at lap times now, last lap was a 54.5 from Prasetyo Haja, a 54.51 from Arif Azmi, and a 54.4 by Vongsapat Katsiri. So he is still the fastest cutter on track at the moment. It's a mid-pack battle for P6. Aditya and Audrey. Audrey is very close. Will he try to make a move again at turn 11? No, not this time round. Looks like Aditya has covered that section. Towards turn 12, last corner. Goes out wide, climbs over the curb and onto the straight. Go. That's number 369, Audrey. Gap between Audrey and Aditya, 0.2 of a second. No changes. 4 laps to go in the race. We're looking at car number 308 and 369. This is a battle for P5. Up ahead, Prasetyo Haja and Arif is still 1.9 gap. And looks like Vongsapat has closed up, really closed up to Arif Azmi. Gap stands at 0.4 between these two drivers. Arif Azmi is holding it up in P2, 1.9 seconds behind race leader Prasetyo Haja. All out on his own there, lonely Alpesh. Again, Hayden attacks that curb. 308. That's Aditya and Audrey. Going round. Looks like Arif Azmi there. He's just one cut length ahead of Vongsapat Ketsri. As I mentioned, Vongsapat has been the fastest karter, always clocking a few tenths quicker than the driver in front of him. But catching up is one thing, trying to pass is another. We do have 2 laps to go at the end of this lap. It is Prasetyo Haja about to cross the start finish line, looks over his shoulder, out on his own. 2-second gap over Arif Azmi, who is just 0.2 ahead of Vongsapat Ketsri. That's car number 368, Prasetyo Haja of Indonesia, driving for DRM Racing Team. This time we are focused back on P2. Arif Azmi just ahead of Vongsapat Ketsri. Into the long right-handed turn 6. Braking for turn 7. Oh, and he makes a move, but he goes out wide. Ketsiri tried to make a dive bomb there. Just outbrake himself, and I think that's it, because he's really dropped the ball there and given Arif Azmi a lot of breathing room with 2 laps to go. We are about to start the final lap. Prasetyo Haja, race leader, about to start his final lap. Arif Azmi looks over his shoulder. Gap stands at 0.9 of a second now over Vongsapat Ketsiri. I think our first, second, and third, they all have it in the bag with more than 1 second gap between each driver. Looking there at cut number 333, Arif Azmi in P2 with a lovely 0.9 of a second gap over Vongsapat Ketsiri. Turn 6, final lap. Coming down, our race leader, 368, Prasetyo Haja of Indonesia. Into turn 11. We have our Rotax Senior Max final. Round 1 of the Rotax Max Challenge Asia Trophy winner. Prasetyo Haja takes the checkered flag. In second place, Arif Azmi. Third place, Vongsapat Ketsri. A shake of the head there from Timofey, who finished in P4. Hayden Haikal in P5. Aditya and Audrey closely behind in 6 and 7. And finally, we have Alpesh in P8. That concludes the Rotax Max Challenge Asia Trophy 2023 Round 1 Senior Max Final. last one. Oh, where you finish?
Third.
Third?
Third.
Oh, yeah. Vong Sapat, right? Yeah, so Vong Sapat. Put your hammer. So he's tired, he wants to sit, but I'm forcing him to stand. So Vong Sapat, congratulations on finishing third. You started at the back of the grid. Quite an exciting race for you.
Yeah, I feel like we had the pace for second, but first checked out the race, and in those last couple few laps, we went for a lunch and a half. It did work out first.
All right. So you seem a bit fatigued, right? It's a heat. So third was the best you could do just now. You couldn't give any fight to Arif.
I feel like there was a misjudgment by like overtaking the lap before. I think if I hung back a little bit more and did it on last lap, could have been better. But
Yeah, because you gave him time to fight back for that position, right?
yeah.
Anyway, congratulations once again on finishing third. Well done. We'll see you again. I guess we'll see you in Thailand.
Yeah.
See you next month then.
Thank you.
We'll have a break. Oh yeah, this fella. Come. So we have the Hayden Haikal finishing in P5. He was battling it out earlier, and I saw him doing a lot of curb hopping just now. Having good fun today.
I mean, no, I got used to it quite late, and I didn't practice at all. I came to the weekend straight into qualifying, and
Okay.
P5 is not that bad. I get P5. I still don't know where I finished.
I think you finished.
Yeah, P5 is not too bad, and the team worked hard.
At least today you had to race with other people, not by yourself like yesterday.
No comment.
All right, anyway, congratulations, Hayden. Nice borrowed
you.
suit there you're wearing.
Yes.
Race winner, Arif. Together. Come on. So we have in second place, Arif Azmi. Looks a bit sweaty and tired. I think he had a last lap scare battle there with Vong Sapat earlier.
Yeah, it was a good move by him, but luckily we managed to hold on and clinch P2 in the end.
Yeah, he did say he probably overtook you a lap too early because he gave you time to fight back.
Yeah, it was a bit of an like a desperate lunge by him, but it was worth a try by him. But I'm happy to keep P2 after the weekend we've had.
Do you have any pace to chase Prasetyo?
Sorry?
Do you have any pace to chase Pras for P1?
Towards the end we were catching him a bit, but unfortunately the gap was a bit too big to get up close to him.
It was 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, to attempt to move. So yeah, we did what we could.
All right, congratulations P2. I guess I'll see you in next round.
Thank you.
Picture. And our winner, Prasetyo Harja of Indonesia, taking it cool, taking the lead from the start. Pras, was it a very easy race for you?
Not really.
Not really. Sure. Look, you opened a huge gap and just blast away from everybody else.
Yeah, but that's kenapa saya kencang karena practice take a long time to practice. That's why we can go that fast.
Okay, so you got in the groove and well, anyway, congratulations, Prasetyo.
you.
You have a bleeding lip there.
Yeah.
Right? I hope you recover and see you next round. This is it, the final race of the day for the Rotax Max Asia Trophy, Rotax Max Challenge Asia Trophy Round 1. It is the DD2, here's your starting grid. Luke Armstrong, Faris Fauzi on the front row. James Grunwell, row 3, with Mohammad Jassa. Jeremy Nyam, Arnaud Dupois in P6. Then we have Yi Tang Eng and Nick Irwan in P7 and 8. I think we're missing one card. I think it was Arnott who is just coming up there. Who's this? Card number 532. So let me repeat, it is Faiz Fauzi on pole from Joshua with Mohammad Jassa and Arnott. Jeremy Nyam in P5 with Nick Irwan and Yi Tang Eng. So we have 7 karters on track waiting the red light to go off. We get a formation start. Light stays on, so it's another formation lap for the drivers, for the racers, for the karters to do before they get the actual start for the 17 lap final race. Looks like the clouds are rolling in. Should be a cooler day, cooler temperatures right now in the ambient temperature. But the wind has picked up. So it's pretty windy out there. We've got a 17 lap race for DD2. Here we go, the final. We will see Nick Irwan make a move. We will see more battles from Arnaud Dupois of France. You can see there Faiz Fauzi and Luke Armstrong getting on side by side. Slowly is at it. All those red and white cards. All right, slow down, side by side, 2 by 2. Faiz Fauzi, he did have the race win earlier. Wasn't an easy race for him in the heat, but should be cooler now. Let's see how they do. Our 7 cutters on track. Will we get the red light switching off? And it's go! Great start from all drivers. Looks like Luke Armstrong still trying to go around the outside of Faris. Does he take the lead? Nope, it is still Faiz Fauzi in the lead from Luke Armstrong. In P3 is card number 554. There's Mohammad Jassa, just ahead of Jeremy Nyam and Nick Irwan. On the inside there, 501, Nick Irwan tried to make a move at turn 6. Couldn't pull it off, pulls back in. It's still the same, Faiz Fauzi, Luke Armstrong, Mohammad Jassa. First, second, third with Arnaud Dupois and Jeremy Nyam. I think Arnaud Dupois has dropped down. It is up ahead. Nick Irwan gaining a position on 513 Jeremy Nyam. So Nick Irwan moved up to P4. What can Nick Irwan do now from P4? As he mentioned earlier in the interview, he hasn't karted in like 6 months since the Asia Finals. So Faiz Fauzi leading from Joshua, Luke from Jassa and Irwan in P4 with Jeremy Nyam behind them, defending from Yi Tang and Arnott. 555, 524 and 554. Where is Nick Irwan, who is now on the chasing pack? They're now clocking in the 55s, all drivers. In the lead, it is Faiz Fauzi driving in the DD2 Max Masters. Combined weight of the carts and drivers are 180 kilos, so there's a lot of weight there. Looks like Luke is really piling the pressure on Faris. Into turn 12. Doesn't make any move, but he's very, very close. Faris versus Luke versus Jassa. Looks like first, second and third have dropped Nick Irwan slightly. Last lap, fastest man on track is Luke Armstrong, a 54.3, followed by 54.4 for Faiz Fauzi and a 54.5 for Jassa. Nick Irwan doing a 54.52, so he's slightly behind in times there. Jeremy Nyam and Arnaud Dupois. Arnaud Dupois has passed Yi Tang Eng for P6. Luke Armstrong looks over his shoulder. Jassa's not close enough to make any move. And neither can Luke himself make a move on Faris. 15 laps to go. Shadows are rolling in. Faiz Fauzi, 0.3 of a second ahead of Luke Joshua Armstrong, who is just 0.3 ahead of Jasa. On the last lap, it is Nick Irwan who's fastest, 54.324, and he's reduced the gap to under 1 second to Jasa. So it looks like Nick Irwan will be closing up on Jasa pretty soon if he can keep up the pace. Here they come. Faris Fauzi, Luke Armstrong, Jasa onto the back straight. And just behind them, you can see on screen, it is Nick Irwan who is closing up on that leading pack. Into the last corner, first, second, third running together. Lap 3 of 17. In that group, the fastest one so far is still all, wow, this is amazing. All 4 guys in the top 4 all clock 54.3. They are equaling each other's pace. It is Faris very close there, Joshua. Luke Armstrong going into turn 6. Take a slightly different line from Faris Fauzi, but Faris stays ahead of him into the hairpin turn 7. Faris Fauzi, a best lap of 54.380. Onto the back straight. Faris Fauzi into turn 10, still ahead of Luke Joshua Armstrong. Mohammad Jasa has dropped a bit, and if he's not careful, he's going to fall. Oh, on the inside there, Luke Armstrong at the turn 12. It's a drag race. Faris went a bit wide on the entry of 12, but recovers to still maintain the lead. Nick Irwan, and a few hundredths of a second quicker than Mohammad Jasa ahead of him, has reduced the gap to 0.4. But between race leader and P2 is only 0.2 of a second. Faris is being shadowed by Luke Joshua Armstrong all the way. As close as he can get without touching him or holding him. Here comes Faris Fauzi and Luke Joshua Armstrong onto the back straight. Faris sticks a bit to the middle there, covers the inside, covers the braking zone. Here comes Jasa in P3. Again, it's still, Jasa looks over his shoulder. This time round, Irwan is not able to close the gap. The gap has grown back to P set 0.7 second. Fastest man on track at the moment, last lap, was Faris Fauzi, 53.9. First driver to dip below the 54 second. 53.954 for Faris Fauzi, our current race leader, with 11 laps to go. Here comes Faris Fauzi, still in the lead. We are completing lap 8 of 17. Into turn 9. Going round into turn 12. Faris takes a very deep inside, has allowed Luke Armstrong to go around the outside of him and take the lead. So Luke now leads for the first time on lap 7 of 17. Luke Joshua Armstrong now, our current race leader, at just under half distance. 10 laps to go. Here comes Luke Armstrong in the lead for the first time, completing this lap 8 of 17. Just behind them, I think, is Arnold and Yi Tang battling it out for P6. That's Jeremy and Arnold. Luke crosses start finish line, 0.4 second ahead of Faris. He has opened a slight gap, and Irwan as well has dropped back, so it looks like the gaps have stabilized between our 4 drivers, especially second, third, and fourth. 0.6 to 1 second behind. Looking at 513, Jeremy Nyam ahead of Arnold. Arnold, who earlier finished in P5. Performing well. in this bit cooler temperatures. Looking on screen there is Arnold versus Jeremy Nyam, senior drivers in the DD2 Max. Oh, Arnold tried to make a move into turn 12, not close enough. Into turn 1, it's still Jeremy Nyam holding it in front of Arnold. Both driving for Stratos RL teammates. 513 versus 566. It's Arnaud Dupois. Around turn 6, car number 513, Jeremy Nyam, a best lap time of 54.601 from Stratos RL. Yi Tang, a 14-second gap behind. Up ahead, it's still stabilized. This is still Arnold versus Jeremy. Coming up from the turn 10 into the penultimate corner. You can see car number 513 and Arnold exiting turn 12 and going on the front straight. 7 laps remaining for all drivers. 10 laps completed. Looks like Luke Joshua Armstrong has opened a slight gap. He also clocked a sub. His best time is now also a 53.833. So Faris Fauzi's pace now has dropped down to 54. So the gap now stands at just under 1 second. 0.897 between Joshua Armstrong and Faris Fauzi. Mohammad Jassan, meanwhile, is in third place. And he's got a sizable gap to Nick Irwan. 1.8 seconds. The expected challenge from Nick Irwan didn't happen. So Nick Irwan stays at P4. Luke Armstrong, P1. Jeremy Nyam, currently P5, 54.358. Over the start-finish line, we wait. That was Yi Tang, just crossing the start-finish line, 18 seconds behind our race leader. On screen, we're looking at carts number 513 and Arnold cart number 566. This is the battle for P5. Jeremy Nyam's best lap earlier was a 54.3. Also a 54.3 from Arnold. So they are matching each other's times. That's the lonely Nick Irwan just ahead of them in P4. 2.1 seconds ahead of Jeremy. Oh, looks like Arnold has closed up on Jeremy slightly. Can he make a move anywhere? Coming on last corner, the gap has shrunk to 0.2 seconds between Arnold and Jeremy. That's as close as we've seen between these two. Maybe Jeremy is tiring out, or Arnold has got a second win and he's going for it. Through turns 4 and 5. Oh, Jeremy looks over his shoulder. Yes, Arnold is there. Going around turn 6. Arnold's on the inside into turn 6 for the braking zone to turn 7. Arnold snatches the position from Jeremy. A lovely move there. Lined it up perfectly from turn 6. Stayed on the inside and got the braking point for turn 7. But this time around, Jeremy tries to fight back. Arnold doesn't take a defensive line. Allows Jeremy to make a pass into turn 10. Drag race out of turn 10. They were side by side for a moment, but Jeremy recovers that position from Arnold. Had some action on track there between these two, fighting out for position 5. Jeremy Nyam and Arnaud Dupois of France. 4 laps to go. Our race leader has opened a huge gap of 1.3 seconds. Luke Armstrong over Faris Fauzi. Mohammad Jasa, lonely third right now, just like Nick Irwan. 4th place and all by himself. On track action is still Jeremy Nyam battling out from Arnold. Arnold trying to find his way past. Will Arnold make a move again into turn 6? Jeremy Nyam just now made a mistake. Went wide. Onto the braking zone. It is Arnold. No. Hey, Jeremy Nyam covers. Arnold couldn't make that braking into turn 10. Into turn 12. They are still running together. Arnold on inside into turn 11. Side by side with Jeremy. Jeremy goes out wide but gets a better exit. Leading on to turn 1 is still Jeremy Nyam from Arnold. This is lap 12, sorry, lap 14. We have 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go, lap 14. Oh, what happened to Jeremy? Slow down the exit. There's a lot Arnold pass. Jeremy had a slow exit out turn 5, and Arnold has passed him and taken P5 from Jeremy. Into the left-hander. It is Arnold from Jeremy. Arnold now safely in P6, or is he? Because Jeremy is just behind him. 2 laps to go for our racers. Gap now between race leader is 1.4 seconds. Mohammad Jasa 4 seconds behind, and Nick Irwan 9 seconds behind our race leader. As big as a gap as we've seen from Luke Armstrong to the rest of the field. Oh, card number 501. A bit more smoke than we usually see out of Nick Irwan's card. Here comes number 513. That is Jeremy, who lost his position to Arnold earlier. 2 laps to go. Luke Armstrong of DRM Racing Team, cut number 524. A best lap of a 53.743, and he's about to start his final lap. Comes in the distinctive yellow and blue helmet. Luke Armstrong on the final lap. A 1.4 second lead over Faris Fauzi. Behind them is Jazza, who's just crossed the start-finish line. And Nick Arnold's moved out to P4. What's happened to Nick Irwan? I think we just saw Nick Irwan stopped on the apex of turn 11. Yep, that's Nick Irwan in card number 501. He has stopped. Walks away discordantly from his card. So Nick Irwan holding in P4 has dropped down. That's elevated Arnold up to P4. Here comes your race leader and also our Rotax DD2 Max Masters final heat race winner. Luke Joshua Armstrong, card number 524, takes the checkers flag. Faris Fauzi of Stratos RL takes second place. In third place, we now wait for Muhammad Jasa crossing in fourth, and Arnold, who inherited P4 after Nick Irwan's DNF. Comes here Jeremy, and finally our last card on track, it is Yi Tang.
tall enough.
Yeah, I think you're tall enough. I don't have to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to the camera. Hey, it's on.
Good.
How's the heat? Yeah, sure.
It's okay. It's just the intensity. Very, very
17 laps for doing it.
very good competition. So these guys have been doing it for 20 years. I've just started. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, masuk sekali. I think the cameraman ran out there. Yeah, I think you probably get steam coming out from the ground, for sure. Well, you've raced the cars in the wet, right?
I've never raced these in the weight now.
You didn't come to Langkawi?
I came to Langkawi when I was in senior. That was my last senior race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they let me do DD2 Master once, and then for Asia final they're like, no, because I was like 3 months away, and then now I'm old
You
enough
need more
to.
time on the card.
Well, no, I needed more age. I was too young. I was only 30.
Oh, okay, yeah, 32, right?
Yeah. So that was good. I quite actually once we get started in the wet, not once we've been out there for 15 laps, but
Not driving on the slick tires.
no. But,
So here we have it, the Rotax Max DD2 Max Masters finals winner for round one. Congratulations, Luke. How was it for you, the race?
no, it's good. It's very, very tough, and the competition's very deep in DD2, so it's just basically a qualifying lap for 17 laps.
So were you like waiting, biding your time to pass Faris, or you planned it?
No, it was just more when you get behind another cart, the engine gets a bit hotter, and it's harder to get off the corner, so you just got to kind of find your spot. And he was very nice to let me through there. it was tight. So
All right,
it was good.
So it was planned. So
Yeah.
are we going to be seeing you during the whole season?
Yeah, I'll be in Thailand, and
All right.
yeah, it'll be
We'll
good.
see you in Bira in June then.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnott. So Arnott, you inherited P4 when Nick won DNF.
Yeah.
But you had a fighting battle. But I think first half of the race you were at the back.
Okay, the first corner, because I was not inside, I've been passed by everyone, so I have to brake in order not to be in sandwich. And then I stand last. And I saw it was tough to pass 3 drivers in front of me to get back my 4th position. And after that, not enough laps to go back on the 3rd. So anyway, good battle. And I think fair and not dangerous, very nice. I enjoyed a lot.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Can we have all the participants and winners here on near the podium? So I'm going to call out for the first prizes. It'll be the Micro Max. To present the trophy, Mr. James Wong of JW Sport to present the third place trophy. Can we have the third place driver on the group? So in third place, Kar Weng Lee. Why is he wearing the helmet? For second place, the trophy presented by Mr. Kevin Lai of EQ Motorsports. In second place, Kuryu Kiyotake. And the winner to be presented by Mr. Genji Hashimoto of MPEX Motorsports, Iman Zikri Muhammad, Izaha. There we have it, the podium final for the Micro Max. Okay, next we have Mini Max. In third place, card number 121, Zefan Ardeshah of Stratos RL with the trophy presented by Mr. James Wong. In second place, we have Simba Motoda of Stratos RL presented by Mr. Kevin Lai. And our Mini Max winner, Kamopo Anuchakul of Thailand, presented trophy by Mr. Genji Hashimoto. How do I pronounce your name? All right, coming up next, we have the winners of Junior Max. Calling in third place, RT of NRT FA Alonso Card. Trophy presented by Mr. James Wong. In second place, trophy by Mr. Kevin Lai, Adeputra Hendra of Viper Niza Racing. And the winner, DRM Racing Team's Katrina E. Trophy presented by Mr. Genji Hashimoto. All right, now we move on to the Senior Max. In third place, Vongsapat Khetri of Thailand. Mr. James Wong of JW Sports to present the trophy. In second place, Arif Azmi of Stratos RL. Trophy to be presented by Kevin Lai. And the winner, Prasetyo Harja of Indonesia from DRM Racing Team. Trophy presented by Mr. Genji Hashimoto. And here we have DD2 Max Masters. In third place, Muhammad Jasaf, DRM Racing Team. Trophy to be presented by Mr. James Wong of JW Sport. In second place, Faris Fauzi of Stratos RL. Trophy to be presented by Kevin La of Ikeo Motorsports. And the winner, Luke Joshua Armstrong of DRM Racing Team. Trophy to be presented by Mr. Genji Hashimoto. So that concludes our Rotax Max Asia Trophy Round 1. We'll see you next month in Bira, Thailand.